Hi friends, Miss Hazel here.
And Miss Kate.
And today we're going to put together a few videos that I really like that are about mindfulness that you could maybe do if you're feeling like you just want to reflect or have some quiet time with yourself and your art projects. So see what you think. Something that happens to us all the time is people say, we're cleaning out our house and we've got some craft supplies for you. Would you like them? And sometimes they're like really cool, awesome things, and sometimes they're just bags of broken crayons. And maybe you've seen this before. We're gonna put some crayons on the canvas, and then we're gonna use a heat tool and we're gonna melt it. So the first thing you have to do is get your crayons naked. So here's one. This is also a partner project if you want. I'm using an open pair of scissors, and I'm just sort of slightly dangerous. So by whatever way you find necessary, you can peel your crayons. That's your first step. Now we have sort of a canvas that's maybe not the newest, but it doesn't really matter because I'm going to put crayons on it. So we like to just have friends. We tell our friends to just put a tiny bit of glue to hold it where you want to hold it. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, you gotta check this thing out. Miss Kate found this tray. So now this is a heat tool. You could use a hair dryer.
But ask permission.
Oh my gosh, please ask permission. And make sure, sometimes we do this in a cardboard box, but you're gonna turn it on. It's very, very hot at the end. And also we tell our friends to not put the crayon on the plastic. Crayolas seem to be the best ones for this. Some of the other crayon brands are a little waxy, but Crayola seems to have the most saturated color. And they also have metallic crayons that are super fun when they get melted. It's like a little rainbow in there. Okay. I feel like you guys get the idea, and I actually really just like it like that. It looks really cool. That looks really cool to me. If you can see it up close, like the colors over here, I really like that. This side, look, it is already dry. So I'm gonna move it so it's not in here so you can kind of see it. And then I'm gonna stop. Because as an artist, it's important to know when it's time to stop. Right, Miss Kate?
That's true. And maybe you could even use just paint on the background to cover up all the white canvas.
That Miss Kate is always thinking of the next idea. Well, thank you so much for, it's dried enough that I can hold it up and show you. Thank you for joining us. Have some fun melting some crayons. Just get a grown-up's permission. This week, we're going to make a drawing, but we have a lot of things to talk about the drawing. It's kind of an interesting thing. It's autumn time now, and leaves have probably started to change or already changing. So that's the inspiration for our project. And it's a few different steps. But first, I want to talk for just a quick minute about leaves. I copied these pictures from the internet. This is a picture of leaves changing next to a lake. Is it upside down?
Yeah.
Miss Kate's telling me I'm upside down.
Plus the water's
Silly me. Okay, so that is the picture of like an autumn leaf changing scene. Those of you that live in the fall or have visited places where leaves really change, this is kind of what it looks like. And here's a close-up of the leaves, which is kind of cool. So I thought to myself, why do leaves change colors? So lots of different reasons, but what I've boiled it down to for my brain that works really good is the temperature in the air signals the leaves to sort of close down the veins from the leaves so that they don't damage the tree. So when it starts to get cold, the leaves in the veins in the leaves close down to protect the tree. And then I guess they change colors. It has to do with the temperature. Oh, I made some notes for myself. Of course, I forgot to bring my paper over. And the moisture in the air. And so that's kind of why leaves change color. That's one lesson. And now we're going to work on our project. So leaves come in lots of different shapes. This is probably based on an oak leaf, and these are maybe maple leaves. I don't know about this one, but it's pretty. So you first want to decide what your leaf is going to be. I've gone for one big leaf. You could do more than one leaf if you like, but I liked the way that looked. So you want a leaf for your inspiration. And then the other really cool thing Miss Kate's been doing with us on drawing time with our Zoom friends are Zentangles, which is a structured, Miss Kate, remember that?
Yes.
She's going to tell us.
It's different from a doodle. So basically it's a structured drawing within a drawing. So looking at patterns. So Miss Hazel made that one right there. There's different shapes. She made a shape, and then within that drew little sections and then added in patterns into that.
And then I did it on my leaf because I thought, isn't that cool? Now, again, you could do whatever you like, but that's what this lesson's about today. So I first started with my pencil. So my things that I need today are pencil, oil pastels, or you could use crayons. And then I have my watercolor palette and some water, but my pencil to start. Oh, and my Sharpie friend, because that's how I'm going to outline it so you can see. So I started first with my pencil and made a leaf shape. And then I got my Sharpie out. I already kind of started so you could see. And I'm outlining my leaf. And then I'm going to make the vein. And then I'm going to section my vein off, my leaf off, by kind of maybe even thinking it looks like it's part of the vein. Kind of cool. Okay, now I have my leaf, and now I'm going to get my oil pastels, and in each of the leaves, I'm going to make a different design. Mine is kind of fanciful colors. I thought after, if you wanted to do a theme, if you look, I've got kind of cool colors on this side. I've got warm colors, kind of autumn colors. So I just did kind of crazy colors, but you could do whatever you like. So you're going to start in each of your sections by making a different design. And I know you have great imaginations, so you could do polka dots, waves, lines, kind of any design that you like. And you can use all different colors. I like curly cues are kind of fun, like that. Okay, so you get the idea. You're going to fill your leaf up, each one with something different, kind of cool. And then I thought it was also interesting to outline my leaf. So I outlined, because when I paint with watercolors, it's going to resist where the oil pastel or the crayon is. I think it's called resist, right? Crayon resist painting. Okay, so now you kind of have the idea. I personally like to cover my whole picture because I feel like it gives me a complete painting. But some people like to just paint the leaf. So that's, again, you're the artist. I'm giving you options and you take it in a place that's really fun for you. All right, I've got my paintbrush and my water. I'm gonna need to wake up my paint a little bit. I think I'm gonna go for like an autumn color, and I'm just gonna paint, filling in each section with a color that I like. Get a little water in there. Also, sometimes I like to mix another little color in with that color and see what happens. Watercolor is kind of fun. So I think you get the idea. Ooh, so fun. I'm going to keep painting after you guys go, but I think you get the idea. So you want to fill up your page. You want to look outside and see the leaves changing colors where you live. It's kind of that time of year. Happy autumn. Here with another super fun, kind of pretty easy thing to do at home that is inspired by someone that works with us, Miss Joanna. Her boys, Malik and Kaleo, did this at their school, and she brought it in to show us, and I thought, this is so cool. So it is kind of pretty easy. It's I'll show you how to do it. We used school glue, Elmer's brand this time, and Miss Kate made this for us, and she took the container of glue and squirted in some black acrylic paint, and then you shaky, and then you have black, really cool glue that you can paint on. Look at it in the light. Isn't that cool? You could hang this in a window at your house. We used a page protector. It's just your regular old page protector. And then you open the glue and you draw some kind of design. I'm just going to do sort of freestyle.
Like a squiggle?
Yeah, I'm going to do kind of a squiggle. I'm going to take my glue for a walk. Now, here's the thing. You don't want giant puddles, so keep your glue moving. It's very satisfying and fun. I'm imagining that each of these little compartments I can make a different color when I paint it. Oh, this is very fun. And then I'm imagining how big I want it to be, like in my window. You can make a design. You could do like a flower. You could kind of see it's looking flowerish in some places.
And you could do it like for holidays too, you think? Like
Yes, you could,
Valentine's
Miss
Day?
Kate. Yes. And I feel like I like that just like it is. So that was pretty easy, and that part is done. So I'm going to put that over here to dry. It dries pretty quickly, but if you have big puddles, they'll take longer. But then you're going to leave that to dry. Which I did this one a couple of days ago. Look at that. Is that cool? And it dried. It sort of starts to lift off the paper a little bit, but you just can leave it. And then this one was another example. I did a pumpkin. You could do Christmassy things. You could do Hanukkah, Star of David. Like you could just do a flower. You could do this any time of year. And then I'm going to use permanent markers, and then you just kind of color it in. Isn't that fun?
That is really
And it's fun to color it on it feels really kind of satisfying on that. So that is how you're going to do it, your own do-it-yourself stained glass. And it's really kind of easy, and I'm thinking kind of fun. I am going to hang it out, but I did forget to do something.
Oh, cut it out.
After I made it, because this is 2 layers, right? It's 2 layers. So I'm going to show you. You could do this before or after you paint. I just got my scissors out. I knew that I had the scissors there for a reason. But I'm going to just make a trim around the edge. On the top, I think I'm going to leave a little extra so I've got some place to tape it. And then it just separates out. Oh, and that is so cool. So there you have it, DIY stained glass. Kind of easy and fun to do at home. It's we've always called it Scribble Scrabble, but Kate reminded me that it's really not Scribble Scrabble because it's more of a meditation. Some people call it Zentangle. That name was coined about 12 years ago for Miss Kate. It's mixing meditation with drawing, so not to get too much into that, but it's kind of a nice way to make a pretty piece of art, relax, kind of doodling, and then we've done it on watercolor paper. So let me just teach you how to do it. Okay, so again, nothing has to be perfect. It's just not necessarily about the end product, but about the process of just drawing, relaxing. It doesn't have to be perfect. It'll be perfect whatever you end up with. So you can use a regular tip marker.
permanent marker.
Permanent marker has to be permanent marker for this project because we're doing it on watercolor paper, or you can use a skinny tip. So your choice. And first, when my daughter was little, we used to do one, we called it Scribble Scrabble, and then you just color it in. But this is taking it a little bit farther. And you could make yours with straight lines or curvy lines. I kind of like to start and imagine it going in one direction and ending. So you're just going to put your pen down on your paper and you're going to doodle or scribble or draw. We don't really care what you call it. It just needs to be kind of a joyful meandering of your pen. Again, there's no right or wrong. And around, and I'm going to end up back there. So that's kind of how I do it. I know you can do sort of different lines. I made this one yesterday with a skinny pen, and it got really busy over here and less busy because I was trying to think of different ideas. So I made a piece of paper with some different ideas of things you can fill your area with. So you've got your marker. Definitely make sure it's permanent, because if you used a not permanent marker, it'll bleed when you paint. So draw. Then the fun begins in that you just start using picking an area. Some of them I like to color in if they're tiny because I like that bold black. Then you can make like polka dots on some. You could fill as many of them as you like or as few of them as you like. If you like a certain kind of pattern yourself, I love these curly cues. I can make them big or small. So again, there is no set formula for this, just whatever feels good to you.
So
Then,
Miss Hazel, sorry to interrupt you, but this is really about just sort of a relaxing, meditative way to draw.
Yes, Miss Kay, it is a relaxing, meditative way to draw. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes. I think before we started this video, I was not feeling very relaxed or meditative. I think Miss Kate was reminding me to breathe into my art. So now the fun part for me, well, it's all kind of fun. I have just regular watercolors. I have a skinny little brush that has a good point on it so that I get good colors. And then I just picked a color that I like. I wake it up on my palette. And then I just started filling it in. I like the watercolor because you don't need a lot of paint on your brush. You could start, and then if you feel like it's pretty thick paint, you can just get some water in and wake your paint up on your thing. Oh, it's so fun. So that's kind of, we were having a whole discussion about what we should call it. We didn't really agree on anything, so you could just call it whatever you want. Doodling, drawing, but it's not really, it starts with the Scribble Scrabble, but I think it's more of a mindful piece of art. So there you have it. What do we have a consensus on what we're going to call it? No consensus.
No. Sometimes we like to cut it out though and put it on the front of a card.
Oh yes, that's really a beautiful thing. We have a friend, Bella, who's very good at Zentangles, and then she cuts them out and makes cards for our friends that get delivered for Meals on Wheels that we partner with to make cards for them once a month. So there you go. That is the Doodle, Zen Doodle, Scribble Scrabble, meditative drawing art. I hope you liked all those videos and it got your mind quieted, and hope to see you again soon. Thanks for joining us.